Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with a collection update, and this time around we are talking about everything else that I grabbed in February 2021. So, as I always mention, if you guys want to see everything I picked up during the month, definitely check out my haul videos and my shopping vlogs, my media hunting vlogs, because I don't like showing things more than once. That's just my thing. Again, as always, if you want me to change that, leave some comments down below and I'd be happy to adjust that, but I don't think you guys need to see the same thing more than once. So that's why I just show them, I keep these as separate things. So these will all be new items if you have watched all my other hauls, which is always a good thing. But yeah, really excited about this because there are 3 different collectibles in this video as well. So I have 2 Funko Pops, a pin, which I've never collected before, and 14 movies, Blu-rays and 4K. And there's actually some Steelbooks in this haul as well. So I'm really excited to share with you guys everything else that I grabbed in the month of February. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in. So we're going to start with the 2 Funko Pops I grabbed, and both of these are actually Target exclusives, which is pretty random, but the reason I grabbed them is because both of these were on sale. The first one I'm going to show was actually down to like $5 from a normal $9 price, and then the second one, normally marked at $9, was down to like $2.50 because it was on clearance. So that's always a good deal, and they're from movies I like, so of course I had to grab them. First up, from Castaway, we have Chuck Nolan, so Tom Hanks' character, and he has his like trident, if you will, his crab on a stick. And then on the back, you can see there's also him with Wilson, which I would love to add that one to the collection at some point. But yeah, I had to get this one because it was so cheap. And of course, you guys can see the only at Target sticker there. So this one I thought was pretty cool for the price. I love Castaway. And actually, I'm like realizing now that both of these Funko Pops, I don't own the Blu-rays in my collection. And that's a little bit ridiculous because I really like both of these movies. So I need to correct that as soon as I can. But the second one I grabbed is from a comedy, I guess. This is Big, another Tom Hanks starring movie, but just a much younger Tom Hanks. This is Josh Baskin, and he's wearing his suit here. This is really cool because there are also these other 3, and I love the Zoltar one. I think that one is really cool. So yeah, that's a 6-inch figure too, so I don't really collect those, but I think it's just awesome. So yeah, this was down to $2 and like I said, like $2.69 or something. It was on clearance. So check your local Target because I've seen these at every Target I've been to recently, and both of them have been down super cheap. So if you're looking for either of these at Target, definitely check now before they're gone, because I don't know how difficult they're going to be to find once they actually leave Target. So yeah, on the secondhand market, they might be worth a lot more than $2.50. So check out your local Target if you want either the Castaway or the Big Pop. But I think these are both really fun adds to the Funko Pop collection. This next one, I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't even mean to purchase it. I was going through it because I thought it looked cool and I wanted to see how much shipping was going to be, but I clicked on the Apple Pay and then like once it reads your face, it's just you're paying for it. So I didn't mean to, but I'm glad I did because this is such a cool pin, and I don't collect pins and I'm not really going to start collecting pins, to be honest, but I think this one is awesome. It fits like all of my things that I like. So it is a Mario Brother themed My Bloody Valentine enamel pin. This is so cool. Hopefully you guys are getting a good picture of it there, but this thing is gorgeous. And you can see on the back, it is from pixelelixir.com. So definitely recommend it because not only did they come with the pin, but there were some other goodies inside the box, which I'll show you guys. I have it on my Instagram. It's just a really good package for the price. Like after shipping, I think I paid $15 for this and it was absolutely worth it. So I love this. Obviously I'm a big, video game fan. Mario is like the OG for me. That's what got me into video games really when I was younger. And then My Bloody Valentine is just one of my favorite slashers. So yeah, this is a beautifully done pin. I think it's so awesome. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet. That's my only concern at this point, because I don't collect pins. I don't really know what to do with it, but yeah, very happy to have this in the collection still. The Horror Brothers My Bloody Valentine collectible enamel pin. This thing is awesome. And that's actually going to lead me right over. Let's start talking about the Steelbooks, because the first Steelbook I picked up this month is going to be My Bloody Valentine from Scream Factory. So this is a beautifully packaged steelbook from Scream Factory. You guys can't see the back because I haven't opened it yet, but yeah, this thing is gorgeous. And I've actually been waiting to pick this one up because I didn't pick up the collector's edition Scream Factory Blu-ray for whatever reason, which I don't really know. I guess I didn't find a good price for it yet, so I just hadn't picked it up. But when I heard this was coming, I knew I had to wait because I definitely wanted this steelbook because it is gorgeous. So this one I picked up at at Best Buy, and it was a really good price for a Scream Factory Steelbook. So I'm happy to have this one in the collection. And yeah, can't wait to revisit this. If you guys have been following the channel, you know that I did watch this again last year. It was one of the movies that came up on my TBW from my TBW game. And I liked it just as much. Like, it is one of the better 80s slashers. I used to call it like the most underrated 80s slasher, but now I think since the Scream Factory edition has come out, it's been getting a lot more love, like it deserves. I still would, consider this a very under-discussed 80s slasher that is worth your time. So if you are interested in checking this movie out, definitely go the Steelbook route. It looks gorgeous, and yeah, I'm so happy to have this in the collection. So the first Steelbook I grabbed is My Bloody Valentine from Scream Factory. So I kind of transitioned into that one just because I had the pin to go with it, but let's talk about the rest of the Steelbooks I grabbed, and then we'll work over to Blu-ray, and finally we'll wrap it up with the 4K. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, definitely watch my, it was like a disc replay, Second and Charles. It was Media Hunting Vlog number 5, because one of the stops I made in there was FYE, because I was looking for Steelbooks. Well, what prompted that was a few weeks earlier, I went to an FYE and found a good number of cheap Steelbooks. I only picked up 2 when I was there, but we're going to talk about those now. So these I both grabbed from FYE. The first one is Carlito's Way, and this was only, as you can see, $7, so that's a really good price. And I should also mention, if you're watching this around the time this video comes out, the Steelbooks that I picked up in my shopping vlog, the Last House on the Left Arrow Steelbook and the Hills Have Eyes Arrow Steelbook, those are down to $10 and $15, so definitely hit up FYE right now if you're interested in that, because they're very cheap. But either way, this was $7, so of course I had to pick it up. It is a beautiful Steelbook, and it was a movie I didn't own. There were a couple other Steelbooks there that I was interested in, but I owned them on Blu-ray already, so I didn't want to double dip for no reason. This one, though, was brand new, and I think the Steelbook is just gorgeous. You guys know I love this aesthetic. It is very much like the logo here for Cinefessions, that like 80s neon style I love, so very interested in checking this one out. I honestly don't know too much about it. It's a Brian De Palma film with Sean Penn, and I think it was one of the movies that showed up on a like 4K discs we need list from Movie Guy 365. So I have been interested in it ever since. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to check this one out. Should be pretty fun. So Carlito's Way on a Steelbook on Blu-ray for $7 from FYE. That's a pretty darn good deal. So this next one from FYE is now probably one of my favorite Steelbooks in my collection. And this is an FYE exclusive and a Mondo one, so you know it's gorgeous. This is Pet Sematary. And this is the original Pet Sematary too, directed by Mary Lambert. I love this movie a lot. And so I didn't mind that I was double dipping on this one. I actually just took all the stickers off of it so you guys could see the Steelbook a little bit better, because it was covered in stickers. But yeah, this one was down to, I think, $19.99 as well, or $12.99. So that's a really good deal for this. I've wanted this in my collection ever since I first saw it, but I didn't want to pay $20 for it because I'd already had it in my collection. So I waited, and I'm glad I did. It paid off. I got it for $13 as opposed to $20. So that's a good price. And it is so beautiful. I always forget the actor's name, which I feel badly about. I know he's passed now, but I think the character's name is Judd, I believe. Crandall. Judd Crandall? I don't know. It's somewhere in here, because I've read the book. I've seen the movie multiple times. It might be Judd Crandall. Either way, I think he is just I think it's one of the more underappreciated horror performances ever. He is brilliant in this movie. So him alone is worth watching it. Like, I love this one. It is great. I like this better than the book, as I've said multiple times. I read the book and I was not the biggest fan of it, but I love this movie. So yeah, very happy to have this FYE exclusive Mondo Steelbook from Pet Sematary in my collection. So I have one more Steelbook to show, and I guess I'll show that now, even though it's 4K, but that's all right. Let's show that one next. This one was kind of all the rage when it came out. Everyone was trying to find it. There were people saying that it was like difficult to find around them. For me, like, you can still go in the store today, almost a month later, and find this. But hey, it just depends on where you are. This is the limited edition Steelbook for Do the Right Thing, the Spike Lee film. And you can see this is a Target exclusive Steelbook. This is another one I haven't opened, of course. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I don't like opening my movies until I'm going to sit down and watch them. I don't know why. I guess it's just the way I am, but yeah, so I haven't taken the wrapper off this one yet, but I do own this on the Criterion Collection, and I actually picked it up last year during the July Barnes & Noble sale. I haven't watched it yet, but this Steelbook I thought looked pretty good, and because everyone was saying how difficult it was to find, I thought, hey, this might be one that, might hold its value. So even if I don't love it, I can probably, you know, sell it for about the same price I bought it for, which is always a good thing. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I am very interested in checking out this movie, especially on 4K now. So we'll see how this one is. Do the Right Thing, a Spike Lee film, a Target exclusive Steelbook packaging. Pretty cool. And this is the last Steelbook I ended up grabbing last month. So now let's talk about the rest of the Blu-rays I picked up. We'll start off with a couple new releases. First off is a movie that I love, and I've always loved it since I was a kid. I watched this one maybe a year ago, and I think it holds up. Like, I think this is a well-done comedy. This is Good Burger. And of course, this is the old, like, Nickelodeon show. Keenan and Kel are in this, and they are hilarious. This is just a fun family comedy that, again, I think it holds up. I watched it just last year and thought it was still hilarious. So, very happy to have this one in the physical media collection now. Never owned it on DVD prior to this, never even owned it on VHS back when, so I'm very happy to have it now on Blu-ray. And there's only one special feature, which is a little bit disappointing. I think it's like a music video, or no, it's a sketch from All That, the original Good Burger sketch from All That. But I was a huge All That fan, and then that, of course, spun off, I guess, into like the Keenan and Kel show, which, you know, all those had Good Burger on it, and then it became the film. So I just, this is my era of Nickelodeon. I was just the perfect age for this stuff. What year was this? I don't even know. Was this 97? So I would have been 11 years old. So like, this is just prime Nickelodeon for me. This was as good as it gets when it comes to Nickelodeon. So very happy to have this one in the physical media collection, and excited to give it yet another watch. So Good Burger is the another one of the Blu-rays I picked up this month. So another one that just came out in February, this is Host. And this is a Shudder original. This was one of my favorite movies of last year. I think it ended up on my top 10 list. I don't remember where exactly, but I loved this movie. Like, this is how you do horror right and make it scary. Like, this was genuinely frightening for me. I loved it. You get the first person perspective, which just always scares me when I'm watching a horror film. You know, it's basically like a found footage film, which I love. But it's all done over Skype, which is amazing. And it was filmed during the pandemic too. And just what they're able to pull off here is remarkable. So I'm really excited to dive into the special features here, because there is an extended cut to the film. And then there's just like making of behind the scenes, which is what I really hoped for once I watched this on Shudder, because I just needed to know more. Like, how did they do some of the things they did, especially during a pandemic? So loved this one. I cannot wait to revisit it. If you guys have not seen this, definitely check it out. I was able to get the slipcover edition from Amazon, so that was always exciting. But I know that the Blu-ray, rather the DVD, has been at Walmart, but it's like $10, and I think the Blu-ray dropped down to like $12 when I picked it up. It was originally marked at 15, dropped down to 12, and I don't know if that's where it still is, but I mean, yeah, no reason not to get the Blu-ray if you can find it. So try ordering off of Amazon if you want it. Definitely worth your money, because it's a fantastic horror film. You know how sometimes items just tend to drop in price on Amazon and you think, I should get that, and then you pull the trigger and you don't really know why after the fact? Well, that's what happened here. I ended up picking up Grizzly 2 Revenge. I will admit I've seen the original Grizzly, and it was always sold as like Jaws on Land, but I didn't love it. I own it on DVD with like Day of the Animals, I think is the other one on there. There's actually 3, but I can't remember what the third one is. But yeah, so I've seen that. I don't love it, but this one has been relatively difficult to find. And so when my buddy texted me and said, hey, it's back in stock and it's down to $15, I figured I better grab it, because it's something that looked a little bit interesting and it's getting more difficult to find. So I don't want to pay like stupid secondhand prices for it down the line. So I figured I'd grab it. You can see on the cover here, we have Charlie Sheen, George Clooney, and Laura Dern. So my buddy has watched this and he said that this is kind of a lie. Like, so I'm guessing they are not the main actors here, but because they were in it, that's what sells the movie. And that's what sold me on it. I'm thinking Charlie Sheen, George Clooney, like, yeah, I want to check this out. But yeah, we'll see this eventually. I don't know. It's kind of just an oddity to have in the collection, if nothing else. I don't know how good it's going to be, but that's all right. Sometimes you just have to have some interesting items in the collection. So Grizzly 2 Revenge is one of those. This one I actually grabbed off of eBay, and I am so excited to have this in my collection. I really love this movie. This is called Lovely Molly. And this one was released when? Let's see, 2012 it looks like. But this is actually, as you can see here, from the makers of The Blair Witch Project and The Lord of the Rings, but it's no relation to that at all. But this is directed by Eduardo Sanchez, and he has done quite a few interesting independent films since Blair Witch Project. He did Blair Witch Project, which I love. And then he did a movie called Altered, which is like an alien film, but done in a really interesting way. I really like that one. And then we have Lovely Molly, which is a haunting / possession film. And it is just one of the more messed up in that genre that I've ever seen. This is a really good movie, and I cannot wait to revisit it. It was one that I had on my like cheap DVDs or cheap Blu-rays to find list. And I finally just got sick of trying to find it in store. So I just ordered it on eBay, and I got a really good price for it. Complete. It's in great condition, so I was very happy to have it. But yeah, if you are interested in some other things that Eduardo Sanchez has done since Blair Witch Project, check out Altered, check out Lovely Molly. I think these are two very under-discussed, I'll use that word again like I did earlier, films that I think deserve more attention. I think these are very interesting and very well done. So very happy to add a Lovely Molly to the collection. And actually, my buddy found Altered for me at his local store, so that should be coming sometime soon here. I'm very happy to have that one again. That one I don't believe is on Blu-ray though, so that one is just the DVD, but still, it's in the collection so I can watch it again, which I want to do. So Lovely Molly is one that I am very thrilled to have back in the collection. So I didn't do this purposely, but the last three are actually all Mill Creek Entertainment releases, so that's fun. And two of these actually finally dropped, no, I guess all three of these dropped in price, and so that's why I picked them up. This one here, the John Travolta starring Battlefield Earth, is one that I've been wanting since it released, which I think it was like sometime around October, maybe September of 2020. And it's been in my cart ever since. It finally dropped down to like $6 or something. And so I pulled the trigger on it. I know this one is not well regarded, but it is a sci-fi movie that I think looks interesting, so I want to add it to the collection. And it has a boatload of special features back there. So yeah, I've heard good things about this Mill Creek release, so I'm very interested in checking this one out. So should be pretty cool. Battlefield Earth from Mill Creek Entertainment. And then let's just keep going. We also have another one that dropped in price from Mill Creek, Ghosts of Mars. So this is a one of the lesser John Carpenter films, if I remember right. I know I've seen this, but it's been quite a while. And so yeah, I just am trying to get all of his films, at least all of his horror / sci-fi films, because I want to do a video on like all of them at some point. And so yeah, this one I was happy to add to the collection for $5. I know this went on sale like early in the month, and then it was just like out of stock forever. But it finally popped back in, and I was able to snag it at that point. So $5 for this one is a really good deal. And then finally, kind of like the biggin for this video, one that I'm really, really excited about. This is the Ultimate Collection of the Horror Films, the Hammer Films Ultimate Collection. So this is a 20 film set from Mill Creek, and I'm sure if you guys, pay attention to YouTube at all, you guys have heard people discuss this at length. These are just really interesting films from Hammer Horror that I am so happy to have in the collection. Honestly, at this point, I don't even remember what I paid for this, but I know it dropped in price. I tried getting this during the like deep discount debacle of January, but of course everyone knows how that played out. They were mismarked according to deep discount, so they didn't send any out, which was really garbage. But either way, I now have it in the collection, and I paid much lower than I would have paid if I bought it right when it released. So yeah, very happy to have this 20 film set in the collection. And let me just put it up here so you guys can see, in case you're not aware of what's in here, some of the movies that are in this set. Yeah, so I've heard really good things about a lot of these. Some of the transfers on here are kind of hit or miss, but for the price you pay, you're getting 20 films that you probably otherwise wouldn't have on Blu-ray. I don't really care. Like, I still watch DVDs, whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, very happy to have the Hammer Films Ultimate Collection in my physical media collection. This is one that I am just so thrilled to eventually dive into and maybe do a review on here soon. I already showed you guys the first 4K disc I grabbed with Do the Right Thing, so now let's talk about the other three. And the first one here is another movie that I think is just underrated. This one is not just under-discussed, this one is simply underrated. I think this is an awesome movie. This is called Life from 2017, and it has a great cast. Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, Ryan Reynolds is in this, and this feels very much like the film Alien, but done in a more, kind of subtle way, I guess. It's not quite the horror film that Alien is, but it is still just as interesting. Like, I really like this movie. I was kind of blown away by this one when I first watched it because no one talked about it. And when I did hear people talking about it, I heard that it wasn't very good, but though it wasn't for a lot of people, it was for me. I loved this one. So this one dropped on sale at Best Buy down to like $13, and I didn't have it in my collection, period. This is a like DVD disc that I see at Dollar Tree all the time for $1, but I didn't want it on DVD, and so I was able to hold off and got the 4K for it really cheap. And this is one that I'm really excited to revisit to see if it holds up from when I watched it back, a couple years ago, a few years ago now. So let me know. Do you guys like this movie? Am I wrong? Is this not underrated? Let me know down below if you guys like this one or not, because I think it's just fantastic. So let's wrap this video up with a couple of Scream Factory releases that I honestly had no intention of picking up at this point because they were a little too expensive, but Target ended up having a buy two get one free sale. So along with the Steelbook for Do the Right Thing, I also grabbed Prince of Darkness and They Live on 4K. So these have been kind of talked about ad nauseum as well the past month here because they've just been so popular, but I had to pick them up because of the fact that they were 4K, and I want to support Scream Factory's 4K line because I want more of them to come out on 4K. So yeah, very happy to have these, even though, I haven't seen Prince of Darkness. They Live, I love, so happy to have that one again. I can't wait to check out the 4K transfer on this. I'm expecting really good things based on all of the reviews I've read about them or watched on them. So yeah, two really cool movies that I didn't expect to add, but I'm very happy I did. They Live and Prince of Darkness on 4K. And that's going to wrap up all of the 4K discs and all of the movies and collectibles I picked up in the month of February. All right, and there they are. Those are the rest of everything I grabbed in the month of February, plus a couple of the collectibles that I showed as well. So very excited about this haul, as I always am. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and let me know what you ended up picking up in February. I'd love to hear from you guys down below in the comments. You guys always pick up some really cool things, so let me know down there what you guys grabbed, and let me know what you think I should start with. Anything here that I should put at the top of my priority list, I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below and consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube if you haven't already. Like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, collectibles, graphic novels, video games. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.